Hi, my name is Chris, and in this video, I am going to go over what I feel are 4 tools that are very important for you to use when you are starting out in your Etsy print-on-demand journey. One thing that I want to say right up front is that I feel that so many people who do tutorials, trainings, sell courses on how to make money online, whether it's in print on demand with Etsy or any other form of online money making. I don't feel like these people are often upfront about the fact that there are costs that come with having an online business. Now, they aren't the extreme costs that you would have if, say, you tried to open a clothing store in your town. You can definitely get started for much less money than that, but it isn't free if you want to build up a real business. And a lot of people are trying to at least make, some additional money per month, $1,000, whatever. If not, make it a really, truly a full-time income and make $50,000 a year or a 6-figure income. So I just wanted to let you know that I have been in the position where I've started in an online business, and the people who are selling the courses or whatever are saying, oh, you don't need any money. You can start out with $50 or whatever. And then I felt disheartened to get into it, and the people are saying, oh, you need this tool and you need that tool, and those costs can start to quickly mount. So I wanted to be very honest with that these tools that I'm going to talk about, these 4 tools, it's certainly not mandatory that you have these if you want to have a print-on-demand business, but they will help you to scale up faster. That's going to help you to scale up and really get going with your business much quicker. Okay, so let's take a look at the 4 tools here. The first one that we are going to take a look at is a program called Canva. Okay, so what is Canva? Well, Canva is a graphic design program. If you're already a graphic designer and you are really comfortable with tools like Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop, or maybe you have an iPad and you use programs like Procreate, that's definitely going to give you a leg up. But there are people who are making full-time incomes on Etsy with print on demand, and the only design tool that they use is Canva. Canva has a free version as well as a paid version, the pro version. I used strictly the free version for the first several months that I was involved with this, and I eventually switched over to the pro version because a lot of the templates that they have built in, you can only get if you have the pro version. But as you can see here, you can make videos, you can make presentations, you can create posters, do Instagram posts, logos, and on and on. So if you wanted to create a logo, you wanted to create obviously a design for a t-shirt or a hoodie or a sweatshirt or anything like that, you can create a project in Canva, and Canva has built-in templates and design elements and text and everything that you can use. It's really great. It's very slick. Compared to something like Illustrator or Photoshop, there isn't near the design curve in Canva, but there are professional graphic designers who use this software. So it's powerful, but it also can be easy to learn how to use it. And if you check the description, I have a link to tutorials that I've created about Canva, and there are links to all of the other tools that I talk about in the video here. All right, so the second one that we are going to talk about is Printify. So what is Printify? Well, Printify is a print-on-demand supplier. So when you are going to be doing your print-on-demand designs, you need to have a place to supply whatever it is that you're selling whether it's hoodies, t-shirts, mugs, whatever. So when you go into Printify, you can see they have all kinds of products that you can choose from. They have shoes, phone cases, bags, robes. You have men's clothing, women's clothing, and on and on. You can do zip-up hoodies. You can make shorts. You can make tote bags. You can make mugs. All kinds of things. They have a huge supply of products to choose from, and they work with different suppliers. Printify itself is not the supplier. They are the website that these suppliers use. And so you can pick from various suppliers within there. In order to have a print-on-demand business, you need to work with someone like Printify. There are other sites that do the same thing. Printify is the only one that I have worked with, and I've had really good experiences with them. My customers like my product that I sell, and so far I haven't had anyone complain or any real problems. The next tool that I'm going to talk about is called Placeit, and Placeit is a mockup website. Well, what is a mockup? So mockups are, just as we see here in Printify, these are the images that you can have your designs on. Now, what you don't want to do, or what I recommend that you don't do, is use Printify exclusively for your mockups. You don't want to have just a picture of a hoodie like this and put your design on it and put your designs out there. It's not going to be that appealing, and it will hurt your sales, or it's probably not going to help your sales. So Placeit, that's where Placeit comes in. So you can see here is an example of the types of mockups that they have. So this is showing print on demand. We'll click into this. So let's say you wanted to have your design on a template like this. So you can put your design in here, and it is going to show on a model like this, and you can adjust all kinds of things with this. You can change the background. You can change, obviously, the image itself as placed on the sweatshirt or t-shirt. You can change the color of this, and so on. So as I think you can probably see, this is going to be more appealing than what we see here on Printify with just kind of a bland model standing there. So there are other places that you can get mockups. You can get mockups directly from Etsy. I've purchased mockups in that way as well, but I also use Placeit. Placeit, there's a monthly fee for, and if we go into pricing, it will tell you, so it's $14.95 a month, or you can pay $89.69 per year, and that is unlimited to where you can make as many designs as you want, and you're quickly going, the designs are quickly going to rack up. So if you're going and buying individual designs, it's going to be more expensive in the long run than what Placeit is. And the final tool that I'm going to talk about is called Erank. And Erank is a tool that you can use to look at keywords, and you can also look at what your competition is doing. You can, if you wanted to use a different term, you can spy on your competition to see what's selling well for them, how much they're selling per month, and even what their descriptions are and the tags that they're using. So let's take a look here. For example, let's say we wanted to check out a keyword. So let's put in women's, it helps if I would spell right, women's clothing. And I spelled that wrong. I put in women, but this will give you an idea. So women clothing gets 955 searches per month, but it has a competition of more than 50,000. So this would be a keyword that you would not want to go after, because although it has a pretty good number of searches per month, there are tons of people using this keyword. So something like this keyword here, Renaissance clothing women, it has 450 searches a month, but the competition is only 6. So that could be, if that's a market that you're in, Renaissance clothing, this would be a really great keyword that you could use. Again, if you check the link in the description, I go much more in depth about Erank. But of all the tools that I've talked about here, if you could only pay for one, I would choose Erank because it's going to help you so much from a standpoint of determining what words to use to find out what people are searching for, and also to check the competition of those words. Because otherwise, you're just kind of flying blind. You're just going on what you think would be the best thing to search for. And I can tell you definitely from experience that the keywords that just in your mind you would come up with are not going to be as good as what you would get out of this software. Your guesses are probably not going to be correct. So this is really an invaluable tool, and it would be hard, in my opinion, to really have a successful business on Etsy without using Erank. Let me show you one more thing that you can do with this that's cool. So we talked about competition, for example. You can save websites that are not websites, but other sellers that you find on Etsy that you want to, maybe you want to have a store similar to theirs. You can analyze what they're doing, and I'll show you just briefly here how that works. So if we go to, for example, we're going to go to top seller. So this is the top seller here, Planner Kate. Almost over 1.8 million sales, which is just a crazy number. She sells planners, not surprisingly. And this shows that she has over 660 sales a day. And then you can look at all of her various listings, what she's selling. You can click on here and see what her title is that she's using. And then you can go down here and look at all of the keywords that she's using. Now, almost everything that she's doing is really high competition. This one here, Double Dot, the competition is pretty low, but it also doesn't have a lot of searches. But over time, she's probably figured out that this is a good keyword for her to use. For about $15 per month, Erank is, as I said, an invaluable tool. This can really help you to build the business. All of the tools that I talked about here, I feel are all very valuable. There are competitors to those, like Canva, for example. If you know how to use Adobe Illustrator already, or you know how to use Photoshop, then maybe you don't need Canva, but I would highly recommend Erank. To sum up and conclude this video, we've talked about 4 tools: Canva, Placeit, Printify, and Erank. These are all tools that can help you to build your print-on-demand business. But one major takeaway that I want you to have about all of this, when you are building your print-on-demand Etsy empire, hopefully you can grow it up to an empire or whatever you want it to be. If it's just supplemental income, that's perfectly fine. The key to all of this is to have fun with it. This can be really fun. I've had a lot of fun myself with creating my designs, getting to know customers. So many of the people who have bought from me have been really sweet and had wonderful things to say and left me really great comments. So that is rewarding to know that you've made somebody happy, especially when they've bought a present for somebody else and the other person was happy with the present that they got. But another key is to not be overwhelmed. This can seem overwhelming at first, but trust me, this stuff is not as complicated as what it seems. It just takes practice and watching tutorials such as mine and other people's tutorials. So make sure that you have fun with all of this and you don't get too frustrated and overwhelmed at the beginning of your journey. You're going to look back on this in a few months and see how far you have come, and you're going to do things that you probably didn't think that you could do. If you have any questions about anything that I've talked about here, please ask in the comments. Also, check out my other videos where I go more in depth on all of these tools. Sometimes I do multiple videos on these tools. And if you like what you see here, make sure to like and subscribe and check out my other videos. Thanks and have a great day.